now of being a partner with us. So he left us. The truck was broken.
Sounds like common problems I hear all the time.
Outside. Mm-hmm. And
I'm going live on YouTube, so you probably wanna.
Because we were like so pissed off.
I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna do a training.
Right now?
Yeah.
Did you start recording?
Yes. Oh. It's on. I just said it's on YouTube. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm going to do, and this is a training because I think especially with the holidays coming up, we are going to do a training because I know that especially when you're new, you're hungry. One of Marilyn's new girls was on. I taught her something, and now she's going to hop back on in a little bit. But I think especially with the holidays coming up, you want to make sure that you don't get so scatterheaded that you miss this season. You miss what the season is all about, and then you miss like the goals you could accomplish this season. So the first thing is important to know is what is your goal? Because yes, you can talk about time management, but really and truly, what is your goal for this month? And so I know what my goal is. I need some reds. I need to debut some red jackets. I need to get some leaders on board. We need car drivers. I don't want to be the only one driving free. We need more car drivers. And so that is my goal. So what is your goal for this month? And so when you identify that goal, then it's easier to kind of plan your time around that, because if you don't know what your goal is, then it's harder to plan your time, right? The first thing that you need, I know Sherry has hers, is you need a planner. So I have mine, and I do have another one. You need one of these. You cannot plan your time if you're just relying on your phone alone. You need a planner so that you have, and by the way, you need one that has enough space for you to write so that you can plan your day. So we're going to talk about just some tips for time management so that you can make this the best holiday season possible. So we're putting it out there. So Beth, I'm going to start with you first. What is your goal for November? What is your audacious goal? And this goal should make you feel like you want to throw up. So what is your throw up goal?
Okay. So by the way, I didn't know you were going to train on this, and this is what I brought with me today.
Okay. See, that's how God works. Look what she brought with her. Yep.
Month at a glance. And then I have the booklet.
And look what's at the front. Set goals, build dreams. That's what's at the front of her. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so she had no idea that I was going to train on that tonight. But you know what? We are led by the Holy Spirit because God knows exactly what we need at the right time, right? And he has positioned us here for a time such as this. Because guess what? The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. So let's see what can we do with the workers that we have, and who else can we get on board to help us? So
on here at the top of my calendar that I want to be A+ super achiever, and doing 60 faces for 3 months in a row.
60 faces 3 months in a row. Awesome. So I like that. So you wrote it down, and so it is a plan. I love the fact that you wrote it right at the calendar so that you can see it, and as soon as you open the calendar that month, it reminds you, right, that your goal is 60 faces, and you want to share that with team members. So A+, you want to explain what A+ is? A+, regular A+, A+ elite, and A+ super achiever.
So 15 faces, 15 faces is considered A+, and reaching 300, I believe, wholesale, 600 retail. So that could be done with like 2 parties or just one big party. And then A+ elite. I wish I had it in front of me. But
I was actually going to pull it up so you can.
A+ elite is your
we need to know this.
I believe the boss phase level, and that's really like if you want to get paid more as if it's a business, then you want to be seeing 30 faces, and that's why for new consultants we teach you the 30 faces, because that really is the magic number. It really is. Like you could you can work full time and you can do 30 faces and you can make good money. So and then you also get team members from that. And it just happens naturally. And then the super achiever is when you're seeing your 50 faces. And
that's pink Cadillac
that is like,
level.
I'm trying to be
Yeah.
national.
Yes, yes.
Like, I want to make 6 figures.
Yes.
That's the productivity that you need to have if you really want to take it to a level where you could support your family, but doing it consistently.
I love that you share that. And I don't know if you saw the video that I shared in the group just now, but there was when I shared it, I had shared it with my team at first, and then Natasha said something, and then I shared it with the MK Product Promotions one. When you watch that, it talks about the 6 things for success, and it is powerful. And consistency was one of the one that came up. So let me see if I can pull it up. That way I can share, and then I want to get into the training on time management. Oops. Hold on, let me see, because I know I shared it just now. So it says,
demand 6 things. Number 1, hard work. Don't believe in luck, believe in hard work. Number 2, patience. If you are losing the patience, then you are losing the battle. Number 3, sacrifice. If you don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. Number 4, consistency. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. Number 5, discipline. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Number 6, self-confidence. Confidence is not like, they will like me. Confidence is, I'll be fine if they don't like me.
Exactly. Well said, like seriously.
At the end.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time, girls think, oh, I'm not a great talker. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not, and that is actually at the end. And I agree with that, because when I look back at goals that I reached or goals that you reached, it was more of the consistency and the discipline
Absolutely
that caused it to happen, because we
Yes.
naturally are, good people.
Yes.
People want to be around us. Like
Absolutely.
God, God with the right people. So that's really
Yes.
interesting that confidence.
And so that's why I love that video. I have one of the ladies that sent that to me, so she knows I share inspirational stuff. So when she sent me that video, it was perfect, and I'm like, I want to play that over and over again, so I'm reminded that these are the steps, like the self-discipline and the consistency and the patience, because yes, you get impatient in your business all the time. Now, the goals we talked about, we're going to talk about time management, because most of those who start Mary Kay has another job that they did before, right? And so a lot of times Mary Kay is a side hustle, plan B, etc. And guess what? You never know, that plan B can become your plan A. So some tips for time management. The first one, set aside a specific time. Now, when it talk about set aside a specific time, I remember working with corporate America, I did not have time to do certain things. So I knew during a week, one of my daily schedule, I only had 30 minutes when I was driving from one clinic to the next. So that was my time. I would use it to call customers, or I would use it to follow up with team members, or specifically, I would use my lunch break to do orientation calls, because otherwise I did not have the time. I was working 12-hour shifts. But because I knew I had a goal, that's important, I knew that I needed to make the specific time to do these things. And you let your family know that, listen, this is my goal. So for the next 90 days, I may have to give up on certain things that I usually do, but this is my goal. I have it on a poster. Everybody's seeing it, the date we're going to accomplish it. So this is the sacrifice. So set aside time. You're going to do your weekly errands. That way you're not running all over town several times. So set aside a specific time. So like when I'm doing grocery shopping, my nanny knows it's once every 2 weeks that I want to go grocery shopping. Do not give me something you're missing every day. I've had people with me that did that. Oh, Kenisha, can you stop and pick this up? I forgot. No, I don't want to use that time for that, right? So set a specific time, set aside.
On the way up to the farmer's market.
Yes.
So I like to do things, a lot of bing, 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 like that. So yeah, and another thing is like proximity. I do things in proximity.
Yes.
So like my hair people, my nail people, everything I do is very short trips and in my proximity. Because if I have to do one thing, I'm like, oh, I can run real quick right there.
And next thing you know, it's the end of the day, you're distracted, you got nothing done. And then what I would say, set specific time, like if you know you need to mail orders out or do drop-offs. There's some directors that have suggested like using like, okay, I do my drop-offs on Tuesdays or Thursdays, or that's the day you would do your mail outs. Don't just do whenever you want to, because otherwise that's when, yeah, because you could be using that time for other things, right? Number two, so that number one, set aside a specific time. Number two, create a daily 6 most important to-do list. How many times have we heard that? And can I tell you a secret? When I was in DRQ, I remember I'm not as religious as I should be. I said, I want this to work so bad. This is what every director in national has said. So I'm going to do it every night. And I promise you I did. Right before I went to bed, I put it on my calendar when I was going to do my 6 most important. That's how bad it was, because if I did not, I would forget. I literally would go to bed and then wake up the next day and I'm like, okay, I know I need to do stuff today, but I forgot. So when you create the 6 most important to-do list, you learn to prioritize. Prioritizing your responsibilities and engagement is very important. Some people do not know how to prioritize and they become procrastinators, right? So if you're not prioritizing, then you procrastinate. Oh, I can make this call later on. And can I tell you, yeah, there was somebody your lady, I did call her back, by the way. And I was supposed to call her that day and I did not put it on my calendar and I forgot. So the next day I called her and followed up, and I need to call her again about networking night. Right, for one of her ladies. But that's what I'm saying, 6 most important. So what are some things you'd put on that? Booking calls, and if you need to call such and such, you put it and you put the name of the person and the number. Do not wait and say, okay, I'm going to go to my list now. You have another list somewhere else. Like, write it down and say, okay, this is my consultant. There's a number. I'm going to call her tomorrow at such and such a time, right? Put that on your 6 most. Go ahead.
Because I do the 6 months and then I add more and I have like 4.5.
Lord.
5.5.
Yeah, 6. And by the way, the I don't know if you guys know, but the My Customers app. Oh, is it My Customers app that has yes. My Customers app has a section where it allows you to do your 6 most. Or if you rather write it on a notebook, this has a section for 6 most. So you don't have any excuse why not to do it. Right? Yes, there's a section to do 6 most. So you can have it on your phone on the go. I mean, the company makes it so much easier for us. Like, we don't have to think. Honestly, we really don't have to think. They think for us. They just tell us show up and pamper women, make them feel special, and everything else will come. All right. Number 3, make a weekly plan sheet. Number 3, this is all on the time management. Make a weekly plan sheet. Now, there is a plan sheet that Amy has on the amyallgoodmk.com website or the app. What it recommends for making the weekly plan sheet, it says fill in every spot possible and place on the refrigerator or somewhere that all family members can see it. So weekly plan sheet, fill it out so all the spots that are possible and place it where your family members can see it, right? Now, on the weekly plan sheet, the one that is in your on the website or in your folder, if you got a folder from me, it has different colors at the top. It has family time, it has church time, it has different categories. You know, your quiet time, your exercise, when you can do parties, when you can do coffee chats. Fill in every spot. They should know you are not to be disturbed while you are working, because this is a business. You take your business seriously. If you treat it like a hobby, you will get paid like a hobby. But if you treat it like a business, then you get rewarded like a business. So when your family sees it, they will know that, okay, mommy's working, especially if you're on the phone. Mommy's working. And right now, what I do, I go in my car to make my booking calls, because I know if I'm in the house, I'm going to hear the screaming from downstairs. I'm going to hear somebody knocking at the door. something, and I can't focus. I'm telling you. So I go in my car and make my booking calls from there. When your family sees that weekly plan sheet, they will get used to looking on the plan sheet and knowing when you can be bothered and when you can't be, right? Make sure their time is on the sheet so that they get used to telling you ahead of time what you need to do with them. So like if you have kids or a hubby, you know, make sure that you have date night, all of that stuff that you do with your kids or anything like that, you put that on your calendar so they can see their names too. After all, this is a business. Find ways to reward them for adhering to a schedule. So this is pretty much for me that have children. You want to find ways that you can reward them for sticking with mommy's schedule, right? For the whole house schedule. This is not putting your work first. It is planning a better life with them. You're also teaching them time management from watching you. Because people are like, Kanisha, how do you get it done? How do you do it all? How do you do this? It's time management. Number 4, update a date book or calendar app on your phone. Update a date book. So here is mine. So update a date book or a calendar app on your phone. Write everything in it. The busier you look, the more you will get accomplished. Put personal things in, things you don't want to forget. Isn't that interesting? Because when imagine you have a party and you're now you're closing your purse, you're closing your customer, and you're showing them, and you open your calendar and you're like, okay, I'm really busy. When you appear busy, people are like, oh my God, she's fitting me in. Yes, I'll take that time. So you want to fill your date book up with everything, every possible thing that you have to do. Number 5, remember, if something postpones, you are still on the clock. So if somebody cancels, you're still on the clock. Because the thing is, a lot of times we don't treat this business like a business. When we go to the JOB, I'm telling you, when patients don't show up, the therapists know you need to be productive somewhere. Go train, find something in the clinic you can do. You're still on the clock. So even if one of our people cancel, we're still on the clock. Get on the phone and sell 100 and book at least 1 class. If on a job and something changes, you can't stop working. So treat it the same. I didn't even read that part before I said what I said. Treat it the same, right? Number 6, be your own boss. Set your alarm and get up, get dressed, and be ready for whatever. If you need to feel mentally at work, leave out one door and come in another.
I love that.
That is interesting. I love that. Number 6, I repeat, be your own boss. Set your alarm, get up, get dressed, and be ready for whatever. You don't know if somebody's gonna call you and say, hey, can we grab coffee? Can you drop off? Can I meet you? Can you book a facial? I mean, be ready. If you need to feel mentally at work, leave out one door, come in the other. I like that one. Number 7. So Sandy, we're training on time management. So anything you miss, it will be on the YouTube channel as well. I'll send you the link so you can follow. Yes. Yeah, follow. Like and follow me. Yay. Number 7, set a time for housework. Set a time for housework. Even if you have to set a timer, remember you have a schedule to follow. On days off, get whatever you have to do done, and you will only have America to think about during work time. So on your off days, so that's why the calendar is important, where you said, okay, this is my off day. This is my day where I'm not working my business or anything like that. And that's when you want to maybe set your housework during that time. I honestly remember my director at the time, Amy, she said, find one thing to delegate. And that was the first thing I wanted to delegate because I don't have time. So that's one of the things I would work on. Either you set the time for the housework or you delegate it. Number 8, don't make everything a crisis. Hey, Eric. Don't make everything a crisis. If you were at a real job, you would still have to work. And can I tell you, sometimes I'll say I have a headache. I'll have some, trust me, sometimes I get on those Zooms on Monday nights,
Yeah.
my head is killing me, migraine, but I still have to show up. Why do we let ourselves off the hook if it's not a job? But for Mary Kay, we're like, I don't feel so good, I'm not in the mood. You still go to work anyway. Why are we treating this different? So don't make everything a crisis. Oh, the kids spilled juice on the floor. Oh, something's gonna always happen, you guys. So if you have a goal, don't make a big deal when a crisis happens. Just keep going. Number 9, take work with you everywhere you go. And I'm gonna tell you, like, you see, like how Carrie Ann brought in some samples and she showed us like what she has to organize it. I love that, because that means that you can take it with you on the go, with you to the doctor's office, the beauty shop, any place you can write hostess notes, work on a prospect list, or you could do it weekly. You could do daily or weekly, but pretty much always be prepared. And I have to tell you, there are times that I've been unprepared and I want to kick myself, because you meet somebody sharp and you want to give them something and you're not prepared, so you don't have anything to give them. So take work with you everywhere you go. What I would recommend, just having packets prepared ahead of time. I usually have, I'll show you guys real quick. I usually have my sample packets. So I have these cute cards from, I even put a piece of candy in there, from my girlfriend's house. And I like it because it has the lips, it's cute. I have samples in there. And then I put my card, and you can put a piece of candy in there. But always have something on you. You don't want to be left without anything. Number 10, and I've gotten caught with this one too. Take phone numbers with you. Now, before you guys got here, I had my lead book with my leads, and I had my planner. I keep it in the car with me. I take it with me. Take phone numbers with you. You can make calls while waiting for appointments. That's time management. Kids or other reasons, you can pre-profile call for bookings, etc. I remembered when I was in DIQ, my husband had to have surgery. And guess what? I took it so seriously that I brought stuff with me, because it was like back-to-back stuff happening. It was, he had surgery, then 2 days later, my mom had eye surgery. I was like, you know what, God, I'm just going to continue to push through. So I had stuff with me. I marketed to the nurses. There were people that ordered, like while I was there in the way, I was making calls, booking calls. Yeah. And so that's part of time management, because stuff is going to happen. Life is going to happen. Right? But when you have a goal in mind, you take it seriously and you push. I didn't have to do it forever, but I pushed during those 3 months. Hey, it's worth it. Number 11, don't take personal calls during Mary Kay work time. Don't take, when you're doing your booking calls, I do not take personal calls. Even my husband, sometimes I'll answer, I make sure it's not an emergency. I'll say, hey, I'm doing my booking calls on it. He knows like what my booking calls means. Yeah. Let everybody know what you are doing, so they understand when you say you're working. Don't do things during prime phone time that can be done at other times. Prime phone time, I don't call clients after 9 o'clock. So those times after 9, if I need to label products, well, I don't label products anymore. I have somebody do it for me. But if I had to, when I was doing it back in the day, or write cards, I do it after 9. Prime time, you don't. So if my prime time, usually I would make my calls between 7 to 9. That's not my time to go and put labels on products. Right? Number 11, we were coming up to this. Delegate. Delegate. What things do you currently do that you could delegate? Some ideas are house cleaning, cooking, putting stickers on your products, bagging customer orders, arranging product on your shelves, copies, cleaning mirrors, loading and unloading your car, yard work, etc. So this is all under time management. I remember somebody was doing a training one time and she says, you know, cleaning my toilet has never paid my bills. So even if you can't afford to have somebody come in, let that be a reason. Like if you book somebody, you know you need to pay them, you are forced to go out and make that booking. Forced to go out and do the work so that you can pay that person. It's worth it. It is worth it. So start thinking of some things. Think of one thing that you're doing now that you probably could delegate. So what is one thing you're doing right now that you probably could delegate? Sandy? Laundry.
My husband heard all about it last night.
Laundry? Laundry?
Well, you know what? I will say ever since, because of this business, my husband has learned to help me a lot more. And I think it has made him a better spouse. It's made him a better dad, all those things. Because I had all these things on my plate and I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't do it all. Like, I like how you're working on your business and you have your time on front of your little screen, but I need that too, you know? So it's coming down from like helping with homework with my daughter, doing laundry. And now sometimes I'll travel, come back and the laundry's done because he knows that I'll get anxious coming back to a mess or anything like that. So it's like, they pick up, like, it's almost like when you become better and you're learning how to be a little bit of those things, like a businesswoman, a mom, a wife, all those things, and you have your priorities, it inspires people around you to get better. And it, you know, and naturally they want to help because they see that you're striving for something, you know? And
also respecting your business. Like, this is not just a hopscotch. This is a business. And I genuinely do care about the women I work with. I do genuinely care about seeing them succeed. And so if you're not taking it seriously, then they're not going to take it seriously.
Like I had a talk with him yesterday, and it teaches you how to communicate that too, you know, because you have, and it helps your relationship. And today he made dinner for us, you know, so it's like, and he knew I had my meeting today. So it's like, it's just like that communication, you know, to be on the same page. So, and it takes time, but it's definitely worth it because, and then you look at it like, okay, well, how can I honor you? Like, how can I honor you? And so definitely a lot of growth there.
Yes. No, and I think too, you know, you have, when it comes on to that, like, what are you bringing to the table too? All right. Because sometimes, honestly, I get home and I may be tired, and Jay probably doesn't want to eat what Miss Pet made, but he'll want maybe salmon. You know, and I'll say, okay, all right, grab it on your way in, or if there's salmon there, I'll do it. As much as I'm dying, I'll do it. Because he doesn't feel like eating what she made. And I'm like, okay, you still could eat it. But those are some of the things that the give and take when it comes on to business. All right. So that's one thing. So you said laundry. What is one thing you know you can delegate? Probably delegate. Please go to school. Okay.
Girl, you good then.
That's on. So you got it good. All right, good. Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell when your business start building more. When your business start building more, you could delegate labeling the products. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, because that I actually have my students help me.
Yeah,
sometimes, like
labeling the products.
You know, and I'm like, can you help me make these? You know, and they'll put my little labels on my stuff for me, and I've had students come and work for me, and I give them
free products. So yeah, that's what I do. Free products are payment sometimes.
Help you, you know, and come in while you're doing things on Saturday, and they can organize your office for you. They can do things like that.
Yes, awesome. All right, number 12 was delegate. Number 13, bring prospective team members to guest events. Number 13. Bring prospective team members to guest events, success meeting and other events. They can be recruited right there. Let your director know she's coming. So even if it's somebody you've planted, I remember with Audrey that you saw that, remember the night we were here, the lady with the jewelry? Audrey and I have known each other for years, and it was a seed that was already planted. I mean, she had said no before, but I still love her just the same. But I brought her to events, and she would say, oh, I would love to come to that. Like when we drove down to the Mary Kay bus, she was like, oh, I would have loved to come to that. I said, I didn't know. So that's when you realize that there are people that want to be a part of this pink bubble. They want to be a part of what we're doing. So Bring them to an event. Let them have fun. We had the thing here with the the celebration with the cupcakes and the food and which you missed, Beth. Anyway, it was amazing. But bring them to that because then Mary Kay will get into them, right? Number 14, so that's smart to do that. Listen to educational CDs and hotlines while driving. Listen. Do you? Oh God, you know what? I need one. I need to attach one to I miss CDs because we used to have some amazing Pam Shaw CDs and some amazing nationals now that retired. What's the one that we're part of her line, her lineage? No, not Anita Mallory. Well, Barbara Sundin, but they had CDs and we used to give those out to new consultants, but nobody really has CD players anymore. But you have one? Yeah, well, yeah, I have Red Jacket training CDs. Yes, I love getting those CDs. Yes, some of them aren't in touch, but not all the ones that we have. Yeah, not all the ones we have. So listen to something educational while driving, putting on makeup, cooking, etc. Get into a habit of not listening to the radio. Yeah. There's nothing good on the radio anyway. Trust me. I know. I have my Christian station. When I'm doing my makeup though, I'm on a inspirational stuff. I'm on a prayer call. But before that, I'm on something. That's why a lot of times, what time do I send those videos out? It's usually 5 in the morning for the stuff that I'm watching too. So I send stuff out sometimes to you guys, not all the time, to maybe the hummingbird, but I send educational stuff or motivational stuff in the mornings so that while you're doing makeup, your skincare, you can listen to that. So that time's not wasted. You see? Yeah. I am beautiful. I am my affirmation. Yep. I love that because guess what? That was one of the things I had. I was like, depending on how much time we have. Not yet, but I need to buy the book. Oh, wait, I think I got the book. They gave me the book.
Oh, yes, they did.
All right, yeah, let me finish this before I get distracted though. So number 14 was listen to educational CDs. We're almost there. We have 4 more. Number 15, double booking has been a lifesaver, which means that double booking because one is always going to cancel. That's why Mary Kay always said have 10 on your books because one is going to always cancel, right? If there's a reason that the 2 appointments are going to hold, then you dovetail the appointment. That was how, let me tell you how good God is. That was how I ran into my old classmate. Another director dovetailed this bridal pamper into me. They drove all the way from Broward. You've heard me say it. And boom, I reconnected with my high school friend. So double booking, this cuts down on becoming discouraged when a class cancels or postpones. And you know what? I remember when I was in DIQ and going in directorship, when I double booked and one canceled, but I know the other one was full, I didn't care. I was like, okay, that's okay. Anyway, because I double booked you, just didn't know it.
Right, exactly.
And then I would rebook them for another time, right? Dovetail if necessary, but that won't usually happen. They especially use this for someone that has canceled before, is or not dependable. So what they were saying is that if you're dovetailing one of the appointments, so say they're both going to hold, they said dovetail the one that has been canceling a lot or it was harder to book them. Number 16, make deliveries. So pick certain days of the week and let your customer know what day you're delivering in that part of town. So Beth was talking about certain areas, right? Like you like go along this line. Like can I tell you Fort Lauderdale? I get my hair done down there. And I promise you, every time I go down, I usually have 3 customers that needs products. So one, I'm getting my hair done. I bring in stuff for the salon so they could see. And then I still have to deliver to customers. So I don't waste my time when I drive down there. And then while I'm under the dryer, I'll be posting like stuff and so That's how I manage my time. So when people say, how do you get all of it done? That's how I do it.
Yeah, my hair lady already knows. I talked with her for
Yeah.
like 15 minutes and now all of a sudden I'm
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. What they were saying for the deliveries, because one of the things when we do deliveries, it's nice to do it in person, because when you're in person, that is how you make the connection. And also they may ask you may upsell, because they may ask you about another item. Or they'll say, oh, I've been having trouble with such and such. What do you recommend? And then you can upsell right there. So what they're saying for deliveries, if they won't be there or you cannot upsell, mail it. Isn't that interesting? That will save you some time. Number 17, take product with you to your day job. Boom, Sherry already has that locked down. Stay late, come early, or use your lunch break to demo your products. Use your lunch break to demo your products, satin hands, body lotions, fragrances, especially for the holidays. Maybe have some of the fragrance samples, or just have some of the I call it my temptation basket. So I have a temptation basket with the fragrances that I open that people can try, and it's been a big hit. So what they're saying, that take it with you as an added bonus. If a lot of your customer base is at or near your day job, you can write off your mileage at tax time. So if you know that on your way to work, anyway, you have to drop products off, that is a write-off. So on your way to your job, or if you have to mark it while you're there, it's a write-off. Just make sure you have it on your calendar.
I will say that I started giving out more catalogs at work, and with goodie bags.
Yes.
And just saying, I do skincare, makeup with Mary Kay. Anytime you need something, take a look. We have really nice stuff, and I just like a quick little thing, not to make it weird or anything. And that news has traveled along and I've done like teacher appreciation every year with Satin Hands and Mary Kay and all that. And it's like, I don't think it really like hit all of them, like the understanding, like it takes a while. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, my assistant principal was like, oh, I heard you do Mary Kay, and I actually use Mary Kay, and I need a consultant, and I would love you. Can you tell me what I need? Will you circle it for me and bring me a catalog? I'm like, absolutely.
You see.
So,
and how long have you taught there? So persistence.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes it's just like a timing thing. You think, oh, well, nothing's happening right now. But over time, you become that example of Mary Kay. You become that go-to person.
Exactly.
So would she be someone that you could scan that is
the skin analyzer?
Probably. Yeah. Well, I just know because I've been doing it for so long. I know exactly what I'm going to recommend her.
Oh,
yes.
Because I know.
Yes.
I know she needs the retinol. She needs to do the retinol.
The repair line.
And she needs the repair line.
Of course.
And she's worrying about her neck.
Yes.
So, the lifting and firming. Gotcha. So probably a serum or so, a booster. But yes, like if it's someone, like sometimes I'll have them scan it. If I've never met them, I'll message them and tell them to download the app so they can scan themselves and it will tell me what it recommends.
Yeah.
Especially if it's someone that I've never met before. And maybe I'm going to meet her on Saturday, but I'll have her do that in between.
Okay.
Which is, by the way, great for on the go. So the fact that now that you mentioned that, the skin analyzer app, and then the
yesterday with I think it's something about the epidemic of the prescription drugs. And the girl on there.
Oh wait, is it called? Oh really?
And she was like, "Oh, I created this app. It's for skin analyzer. It's like a true story." And I was like,
she probably did. Is it called? Oh gosh, what's the name of it? Is it on Netflix? Is it the one on Netflix? Oh, interesting. But the skin analyzer and the catalog.
And to the doctors.
Yeah, I think there's a movie about that.
She says it in the movie, like her mom drove a pink car and everything.
Right.
And she created an app that was a skin analyzer. And it's a
Oh.
true story. So
I'm wondering if it's the same one. Yeah, I wonder. But no, you see how we're talking about time management on the go? Having those tools handy, the skin and the e-catalog, The one where they can apply the lipstick without trying it, or yeah, it does make a difference. So I've gotten sales.
I'm getting more comfortable with asking them to do that, because sometimes it feels like there's so many things, but I think you have to think about the person in front of you and what they want.
Yeah.
Like some women just love their lipstick. I need my lipstick. I need my, to them, that's all they really need is their lipstick.
Yeah.
And lipstick is a big thing for most women. It really brightens you up. So they were like, I need a new lipstick. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't you try this makeover Mirror Me app and then see what shades you like? Because they'll ask you, what do you think? But that's kind of a way to go straight to it where they can play with it and say, I really like this color and that color. And it just, it just makes it a better experience for them.
Yeah, and I think part of time management is Mary Kay has developed these tools for us. It back in the day with the inventory, I used to have to open the box. I used to write down all the inventory. My lady that recruited me, she worked with the Stanley Morgan, but she had like a Excel sheet. And now, guess what Mary Kay does? Your box comes in, you scan it, and it inserts the product into your app so you know what's there, what you have on hand. And as people buy it and you take from your inventory, it tells you what's low. So we don't need to spend all the time doing that anymore, you guys. Like, they make it so much easier. Like, it's the best and the easiest time to work a business. And number 18, the last one, keep adequate inventory on hand. Nothing wastes more time than to have to order products and run multiple deliveries. Having products on hand does make a difference. It really does. You sell more when you have stuff on hand. I have people that when I gave it to them the next day or right away, they said, oh, you have it already? Because some people don't have. And so, I'm not telling you have to have products on hand. I'm just saying it saves you more time when you have products on hand. And you know that, okay, I have 3 orders tonight, which I did that the other night. I had 3 big orders. So it was in the same vicinity and I had the stuff on me. So I was able to go to those and drop it off. Right? So that was number 18 for time management. So any questions, thoughts, or comments? Any questions? So I'm just going to quickly run through. So time management tips. Well, first you got to have a planner. Make sure you have, I mentioned that already. You have a planner, you set a goal, right? What is your goal for the month? And if there's a goal that you have to stick to for the next 90 days, like if you're going for directorship, be consistent at least for those 90 days. So number 1, set aside specific time to do your errands. Number 2, create a 6 most important to-do list. Number 3, make a weekly plan sheet. Number 4, update a date book or calendar app on your phone. Number 5, remember if something postpones, you are still on the clock. Number 6, be your own boss. So that means you set your alarm, get up, get dressed, and be ready for the day. Number 7, set a time for housework. Number 8, don't make everything a crisis. Guess what? Things will happen. Don't make a big deal about it. Number 9, take work with you everywhere you go. Number 10, take phone numbers with you. Number 11, don't take personal calls during your Mary Kay work time. So if you have your booking calls for an hour, don't take personal calls. Number 12, delegate. Number 13, bring prospective team members to guest events. Number 14, listen to educational CDs and hotlines while driving. Number 15, double booking has been a lifesaver. So make sure you double book. Number 16, make deliveries. So pick certain days of the week that you make deliveries. Number 17, take products with you to your day job. And number 18, keep adequate inventory on hand. That is the key for time management. All right. So after the training tonight, what are some things that you were doing that you definitely think you'll probably take away or do differently?
Time management, I think sitting down and just being more consistent and disciplined. I noticed that when I spend the time to plan ahead, the results, everything just goes so much better. So I think just being really serious about showing up for the planning process. That is like one thing that I feel like I need to like clear my day to just plan. And so I don't think I make it enough of a priority to have time to sit and plan because I'm such a busybody that I think I have my own induced ADD, because I like to be busy, but it's so important to think about it on the forefront. So, I'm glad that we're starting early with this. And like you said, like I was prompted, like I even brought her.
You didn't even know I was going to train on that.
Train on it because I already knew going into this month, I already have 5 school events happening, and I have important dates already happening, and I don't want to lose my productivity in Mary Kay because of the life things that are going to happen. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be all stressed out. It doesn't mean that. It just means that I'm going to plan things appropriately so that it flows nicely. That's all it means, because if not, I'm going to have days that are duds and not productive when I could be doing something productive. And the planning removes all the stress. The planning removes the pressure of feeling like you're running around, so I'm excited to do this because, I just sat and planned with my teachers at school, being their leader, and now it's time for me to do that for my business. So if I could do it for somebody for $30 a month, I'm
trust me, and you make
department, to make sure that, safety, sanitation, everything's being met, then I can do that and earn
way more. Yes. Thank you.
Right. So,
exactly.
Let's say 3,000.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
I'm worth that, and I need to remind myself of that I have this, this opportunity. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think the discipline. That's definitely got to be my word.
Yes. Remember that video I shared. So if you got to play it over and over again a couple of times, Sherry, anything that you're gonna take away from tonight and do different? Yes. Listen, I would say, you know what? Pray before you call. That was one of the things when I did a booking training one of the times, pray before you call. And what they're saying too, I remember they used to say, like, do some jumping jacks before you call so you sound excited, or run up and down the stairs. Yeah, run up and down the stairs. And I still don't love to make booking calls, but I remember hearing the Holy Spirit said, Kenisha, Jesus, he went and made disciples of people. Like he went and said, come with me. So it's my duty to go out and make fishers of men. And so I'm not just calling somebody to get a sale. I'm getting to know this person, and who am I talking to? How can I bless her? What is she going through? I don't know that until I make the call. So that's something that definitely, that's a good one. And consistent, like on your plan sheet, like write the time then when you can make your booking calls.
And I was going to say too, one of the big tips that we were taught in Mary Kay, and that's why I'm so grateful for Mary Kay, is that you have to know yourself as a person and when your prime time is. And we talked about that even again at Refresh. Like if you know you're a morning bird or an afternoon bird or like a night owl, like you got to know that about yourself, because the willingness to do the things that you don't want to do, which you should be doing first. Whatever you don't want to do should be the first thing on your 6 months list. The thing you
got to write down
do,
booking calls,
which is all of us calling. Okay, that should be the first thing when you're alert. You've had your coffee, you're in a good place. Listen to something positive, pray, and then do that thing first. Once you do that, imagine how amazing you're gonna feel.
You got that off.
So one
she probably would like the habit tracker, the bubble sheet.
Yes.
That's a lot of fun. So we would circle it when we make the calls. If nobody answers, you put a check mark or whatever. But something like that she probably would like, because when you work the numbers, it's a numbers game. When you work the numbers, you will see the results. Sandy, what is something that you're going to take away from tonight's time management training?
Goals.
Set goals.
I know I mentioned my goals. And what are your goals this November for you? It could be anything, really. It's something that would make you feel like, wow, like because of my Mary Kay business, I was able to achieve this in November. It could be something you want to prove to your family or something just for you. What would be your goal? I think you kind of told me a little bit about it already. When you messaged me, right? That one thing, what was that?
Yeah. Well, my goal is to definitely. What she sent me.
Poster. I have, I saved my girl's goal.
My goal. Oh, look. Oh, Sherry, you sent me. Oh, good. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So Sherry sent me because there is a way to do the 6 most important this on your app. Yes.
So that's 27 people.
Oh, nice.
So it's like 2,
Whatever's
4,
fun for you.
6, 10. It all equals to 27. So eventually I'll call all of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that-
So work
that
on
was
a
the
work on
goal.
a script with her. So work on a script and use that script.
Yeah, on that thing, right?
On the app?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And
And make it your own. Yeah, make it your own. My goal is I need 3 reds. I'm debuting 3 red jackets. I want more leaders. I know I have a list of girls that I know are leaders in my unit. So I need red jackets. I'm putting it out there. I need 3 reds and I want to take somebody with me to Texas. 3 people active. Just 3 people active.
There's nothing like that.
Leadership is in Texas. There's nothing like leadership, the training, the entertainment, the camaraderie. I could see Sherry enjoying it.
Sherry, are we out?
DIQ. But red jacket is 3, DIQ is 8. So DIQ is 8 people. Red jacket is 3. So once you're in DIQ, you can go. Yes.
And
But-
I've been saying that, and I've been communicating this too with my.
You only
team.
need 3 more. We're not
And
even going
yeah.
there.
Oh, I'm going.
Yes, you are.
I don't want to take people with me
Yes.
I wanna
So
take
Sherry
people
can shoot.
from being.
Yeah,
VIP
yeah.
To allow me to go.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. It will happen. So Sandy, I know you're still learning. What is your goal for this month, Sandy? It could be sales goal, it could be leadership, it could be anything. Want more education? So personal growth. So we're gonna say personal growth. You want to go personally? Mhm. 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 Mhm.
It's a matter of taking small bites and
Mhm.
so that when you look at something
Mhm.
fits.
Mhm.
I don't want to be in a season where there's a lot of busy.
Yeah, and nothing's getting done. Because guess what? If the enemy can't distract you, he keeps you busy. Yes, thank you. Yep. So this was a training I did before, the 10 steps of goal setting. I'm not doing that tonight, obviously, we just did time management, but I do have this training that I did before on 10 stages of goal setting, so.
Yeah.
That's a good
But I'm
one.
noticing that every time I write notes, every time it's applicable to.
Everything, exactly.
And so
The training you get here
keep me
is,
from being discouraged
Yes.
because I can see the
How I
little
align.
spaces.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that keeps me going.
Yes.
No, it's true. And that's why I always say, like, I wonder who I would have been, you know,
Yeah.
like, I'm so grateful that even if I'm not.
Thank you
national,
guys so much. I hope you
yeah,
enjoy the training.